BMW has refreshed the 2022 BMW X3M Competition here at BMW of Wesley Chapel. Phil and Tomas has given us this retuned powerhouse. It's basically an SAV on steroids. New paint color, we got it right here. This is the Marina Bay Blue Metallic. You're gonna get the larger tech interior, room for 5 without any issue or compromise. The X3M can send power 100% to the rear wheels to give you more speed and a little bit more edge out in the vehicle. Upgraded wheels, extended shadow line trim, and more power. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm gonna go over all the specs and details, starting now. The BMW X3M Competition has refreshed the fascia, starting with the front bumper. It's going to be in spec. Gives a nice design and it integrates nicely into the iconic kidney grille. It's blacked out because of that competition package. Also, the retuned engine is going to have internal components from the M3 sedan and your M4 coupe. Competition package increases the torque 37 pound-feet. Gloss black is going to be in that kidney grille with the iconic LED headlamp assembly, and the front of the fascia looks super aggressive, and it should, because of the way everything's proportioned. The lines just flow with those aerodynamics. Down on the lower trim, you got the air inlets and you got your parking front sensors, which are hidden in the gloss black, and it's hidden in that Marina Bay blue there. I like that it has a good chin on it, a height of 65.7 inches with a width 74.1 inches. It's a touch taller than the 2021. However, the stance of it, I feel, just looks even more aggressive. Every time they come out, it just seems like this is a car you're going to just take to the track and have fun. The fenders set out just enough to show you these 21-inch V bi-spoke alloy wheels. Blue brake calipers with 4 pistons in the front, M composite brakes, 15.6 inches is the disc reading, ventilated cross-drilled. The rear at 14.6 inches, ventilated cross-drilled as well. M-tuned X-Drive, which, like I said at the beginning, will give you 100% power to the rear axle when you need to give it a little bit of throttle, because again, this car is literally on steroids. Dynamic stability control with M dynamic mode, so you can change it to not so aggressive if you want. Adaptive in suspension, 50.1 to 49.9 weight distribution for an SAV. That is insane. That's better than most cars nowadays. It's almost a perfect 50-50 weight distribution. M differential with the length at 186.2 inches, a wheelbase 112.8 inches. The numbers on this vehicle is insane. The gloss black is going to go all over the window trims and the side view mirror caps. X3M badging on the side vent, also blacked out. I like the setup, the roof rail blacked out as well. It just gives more of a sleek profile, especially the way the lines and everything just protrude. You could tell from all 4 corners, which you'll see in the rear, that this thing is just crazy. Reworked LED taillights and sculpted new M-specific rear bumper, including the vertical reflectors. A little bit of a new touch to the design. You will still have the gloss black in the lower trim with the grille design. Quad exhaust tips, they're blacked out. They're M specific, which is awesome because the setup looks super aggressive, especially with this Marina Bay blue against the gloss black, even smoking out the taillights, the X3 badging as well. You'll have the roof spoiler with the gloss black underneath it, shark fin antenna, and the proportion layouts just really scream performance. Going inside to your power tailgate at 28.7 cubic feet. There's going to be storage underneath the floor. You will have a 12-volt charger. You can split fold that rear bench to a 40-20-40 split. That's going to max the cargo to 62.7 cubic feet. But all these numbers don't mean anything until we hear that exhaust note. new BMW X3M Competition brings the power, injecting steroids to it with a retuned 3.0 liter BMW M twin power turbo inline 6, producing 503 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque. That's paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission. You will be achieving 15 to 20 mpgs. BMW says a 0 to 60 is at 3.9 seconds, which is about 0.2 tenths of a second faster than last year's model. However, that top speed is still 155, but you can unlock it with the M Drivers package to 177 miles per hour. The numbers don't lie, and I'm sure you could probably get a faster 0 to 60 because this car, the way all the lines are sculpted, the aerodynamics and that weight distribution with everything M spec, I know for a fact that this vehicle is going to be a heck of a ride. Let me know in the comments what you think about the 2022 BMW X3M Competition as we go into the interior, go over the tech, and take this for our test run. Entering inside the BMW X3M Competition, you're going to receive 40.7 inches of headroom, 40.3 inches of legroom, black extended merino leather. You're going to have 14 power adjustments for the front seats, heated seats, ventilated seats because we have the exclusive package, and we have the Harman Kardon upgraded speakers as well. So we have a lot of things. Driver assist will add your advanced driving and your traffic jam as well. So to go through the executive pack, that's going to have the heated front and rear. You'll have the panoramic room roof. You'll have your heads-up display gesture for your infotainment screen, 360-degree reverse camera. A nice thing about the X3 is they have upgraded the infotainment from the 10.25 to a 12.3 inch. We have navigation, so we have the pinch. We have the swipe. This has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, Bluetooth connectivity, Sirius XM. You also have your driving modes for your M. So you have your M1 and your M2 on your steering wheel that you can push it so that way you can really enjoy the drive. Real carbon fiber inserts on the dash. You got the contrast stitching, and I like the way everything's set up because it's BMW spec. The way it sets the Harman Kardon right here, so you can see that you got the upgrades as well. Dual climate control settings in the front. You have your X3M Competition badging here. Storage, you also can put your cell phone, your key fob. You have a 12-volt and a USB cup holders. You can easily fit a 16.9-ounce water bottle. A 20-ounce would be the max, and make sure you keep a lid because you have a power outlet right here. If you leave it open, might not be too good. As for the gear cluster area, I like what we're doing because it just has that gloss black. It looks really elegant. Your push button start, you got your driving mode select, you got your iDrive 7.0 upgraded for your infotainment, and you can receive updates over the air so you don't have to worry about anything. Elbows, soft, because this is a luxury car slash crazy on steroids SAV. Open up in here, you have another USB and some more storage. As for the steering wheel, M spec, it's nice, good grip. You got the cross stitch, red and blue, M badging, heated, multi-function, paddle shifters. The gear cluster is fully digital, 12.3 inch. With this, when you change your driving modes, it will make it look more aggressive or more understated, for lack of better words. You do have a nice view at the front because the way the hood is proportioned, you really can see everything, and the humps, the way it looks, you really know that you're in a sports car, even though this is an SAV. As for the door panel, the carbon fiber comes in cross stitch, and you got the one touch up and down for all of your windows. No dual pane windows. I was a little skeptical on that, but as I've driven the car, it's pretty quiet. Storage, you can easily fit 3 or 4 16.9-ounce water bottles. Not really a big deal with storage in the front. You can easily enjoy. You got your racing pedals. You got the M badging in the seats. Let's check out the back seats. For the back seats, I'm at 38.5 inches of headroom, 36.4 inches of legroom. The way these seats are structured, even at the position I would be sitting, I have plenty of room. I wish there was some vent holes because it's a little bit more firm, but again, this is an SAV on steroids. You have your third climate control, heated seats, a tray, 2 USB-C ports, and your air vents, and even when I sit in the middle, I feel the air circulating over here as well. So they've done a good job. You have your manual sunshades here, which just makes it more pleasing for the rear. You got your X badging, carbon fiber inlays with the contrast stitching. I like the speaker work, and elbows soft on both sides. Cup holders, you can easily fit a 20-ounce max. This is a 16.9-ounce water bottle. As for storage in the door panel, you can fit about 2 to 3 16.9-ounce water bottles. The floor is not completely flat. Let's see how I look in the center. Sitting into the rear, head space no problem. Leg space, I'm grazing the back of the seat in the position I'd be sitting. The passenger, I set it back as far back as I could, so I'm kind of against it. I am blocking the central air vents, and the way they are, because they're a little bit large, you do feel it on your kneecaps. As for your feet, you have plenty of space. For the buttocks area, the seats are pretty good because the way they actually sit. For the back, you do sit kind of at a 90-degree angle, but when we go back, I'm going to show you what we can do. To fix that 90-degree angle, just recline it a little bit. That way everybody can sit comfortable, and even with this leg space, I can easily move over a bit like this and fit 3 adults my size. Taking the all-new 2022 BMW X3M Competition out for our test run. The increase in torque should definitely be fun because I have polarized glasses. You can't see the heads-up display. I've turned it up to the highest setting. If I move a little bit, however, I can. So it's not too bad because a lot of the auto industry, I can't see it at all. As for just taking it off the lot, it feels super aggressive whenever you push the gas pedal at all. It's just ready to rock and roll. As for ground clearance, it does a great job with that. You do sit up high, which is a really nice thing because this is an SUV. So we got it in M mode. We're gonna see how well she performs. Gonna straighten it up as best as possible. Gonna give it a little with the paddle, and they did an excellent job. This retuning, that exhaust note, it is just amazing. The 8-speed Drive Logic does an excellent job. Visibility, it's an SAV, so you can see every single thing. You have cargo, you can fit people. Now, it's going to be a little bit more in the road noise because we have upgraded tires. And because of those upgraded tires, it's also going to make the suspension feel even more firm. You got the in brakes, you can see there's absolutely no problems. Checking the turn radius and more or less a stop point, you're going to be receiving about 1.5 lanes, 2 lanes, giving it some gas. Oh yeah, ready to rock and roll. And I didn't even hit the hammer. I just really eased on it just to show you that you could do that as well. I mean, this has all the capabilities and all the fun and pleasure that you're gonna get out of any sports active vehicle. And I mean, visibility is great. Dynamics in the car, obviously it's M spec. So the steering wheel, you can make it a little bit more tight, which I do like that. As for the sides, you can see everything. It's not that long of an SUV as well. Looking in the rear view, the rear window is enormous. Honestly, you can see every single thing. So there's really hardly any blind spot at all. And if you need to stop on a dime, you can do so. Now, there is 3 things I like and 3 things that I dislike. Is anything more than that, I'd be buying this vehicle. The 3 things that I like is obvious, the dynamics that you get with it. However, there's going to be a disadvantage in a second. The second thing that I like about it is the fact that you can use this as a family vehicle. It's going to be a little bit more of a harder ride, but it can be used as a daily use vehicle, and you have the power underneath it. The third thing that I like is the upgrades that they've done. This infotainment screen, that was a great job putting this 12.3 inch because you need this. Honestly, you need to make everything retrofit to BMW spec. 3 things that I dislike. Like I was saying, you could drive it on a daily basis. However, the suspension is a little bit more hard. A lot of that also is derived because we have upgraded wheels, so it does make it a little bit more bumpy. The second thing, the seat comfort for the front, because of the way the bolstering is, it's hard to find a happy medium. I do like it, it's just a little bit more of, you would have to get used to it. I would say drive it maybe 500 to 1,000 miles, and then you would say, you know what, I love the seats. But as for the first 500 miles, I can see people complaining about it. The last thing that I dislike about the vehicle is they still use hard materials, and we're at almost 90 grand on this vehicle. Hard materials on the dash. You know, I can go on the door panels because they did a fabulous job with, you know, putting the carbon fiber, the contrast stitching, Harman Kardon, all that looks just amazing. It's just, when you do it on the dash, like, throw some leatherette at least, because you put this carbon fiber here, you got this beautiful infotainment screen. Don't take away from that image. I'm gonna try to get it as straight as possible. Giving it some gas, oh man. This is what that extra torque does, and that 100% power to the rear axle does. Wow. If you drive it without the M modes and you're just in your normal modes, you're not doing anything crazy, the suspension isn't too bad at that point. It's not going to be as aggressive, but anytime you let off the gas pedal, you'll feel a little bit of a jerk and hesitation. So you will need to clean out that engine just a little bit by giving it some gas. I mean, this thing is just ready to rock and roll in this inline six twin turbo engine. You have so much power underneath it at any given time. You're not going to get tired. You also have the cushion extensions, so that way if you have any knee problems or anything like that, you just open them up, so that way it extends out almost all the way to your kneecap. Stop in the middle of the road, give it some gas, and here we go, guys. It's going to set you back like crazy. Oh yeah, ready to rock and roll, and that's exactly what you're looking for when you're getting a BMW X3M Competition. We're going to take this back to BMW of Wesley Chapel, go over the reverse camera, and wrap this review up. Switching to reverse, you do have full trajectory. It's a very clean screen. You can see every single thing. The best part about it is you can click on these little cameras here as well, so you can zoom in to different points that you like. You can change any of the settings here. When you click on this side, you can do the 3D view. You can't do anything here, as you see. You have to actually touch on this side. However, it's a very clean screen and you can't see all the obstructions around you. You have that car wash mode, which I always talk about, and it goes very easy whenever you're doing for your car wash. You can always just put it back to your 360-degree reverse camera. You have your automatic parking and your backup assist.